Godwin had that nasty ankle injury in Monday Night Football, was on pace for a career year. Jeremy, he re-signed to stay in Tampa. What's the latest from OTAs on Godwin?
Yeah, they're taking it slow with him, but I checked with the source of when he's going to be ready, and they just said ASAP because that's his mindset, and he's been busting his backside to get back as soon as possible. So the target has been week 1. Not a slam dunk right now because it's, like you said, a gruesome injury. They have to work through that. But the expectation is they get to training camp, and he's certainly a part of the action in some capacity. You see teams rest players more than ever in training camps. Maybe he gets on the field in preseason, maybe he doesn't, but they feel like he's trending in the right direction.
Kevin, we know about Baker Mayfield, how he has pass yards, pass touchdowns, completion percentage, all toward the top of the league. How should Tampa prioritize the urgency to get Godwin back?
The best part about the way Tampa Bay operates is they don't have to do anything. They stacked bodies at wide receiver. They used their first-round pick on one. And so that Chris Godwin, who, by the way, was leading the NFL in receptions at the time he was hurt, who has been the 4th best player among all receivers out of the slot since he entered the league, he doesn't have to play week 1. If he has a setback in training camp, there's anything like that, they can ease him in because of the depth, because Jason Light is an amazing general manager.
Yeah, and of course, you had Emeka Egbuka, 19th overall in the draft, 1,000 yards out of Ohio State last.
Yeah. I mean, there's absolutely 1,000% no rush to get him back because it's not like the Bucs are in this just stacked competitive division where it's like, oh man, like, I mean, I think it could be more competitive than it kind of has been in years past, but it's not like the margin of error is just non-existent. And the Bucs are flushed with weapons right now. I mean, they really, really are. They obviously double, triple downed, especially going wide receiver in the draft. And yeah, I mean, there's plenty to like here. And to be fair, I don't have a tremendous amount of experience with Godwin's injury. There's other injuries that I'm definitely a lot more comfortable talking about, like how I'll feel, what the recovery timeline will be. This is not one of them, so I really have no true frame of reference as to if I think like week 1's realistic, and even if he is back, like will he truly be what you want him to be? And that's why it's kind of just like, no man, like literally, like I love the energy. I love the whole ASAP mentality. That's awesome. You know, get out there and get after it. But at the same time, like, we're good. And it also gives us the opportunity to kind of get other players integrated with this offense to build the relationship, the connection, the chemistry with Baker. You already got it. You're already plug and play. Your spot is secure. We paid you the money, right? Like, you know, $44 million guaranteed. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just take care of your body. Just do everything you need to do. And we'll be here. We'll be ready to pop the moment you come here, right? Like it's going to be a great situation to have. So I really just don't think there's any concerns right now. And it's funny because I was talking a lot about this with it being a 2-team race between the Bucs and the Falcons, and you know. Mega super Baker Bucks fan, friend of the channel, Zangyax, pretty much is like, no, you know, like the Falcons are just too poorly run. And when you combine that with how well run the Buccaneers are, it's just like, yeah, you know, I can see why if you have to choose 2 teams, even if you think that both teams are great, which I guarantee you most Bucks fans do not think the Falcons are great, you're going to pick the team that's just better run. Right, like you're just that would be where the smart bet is going to be. But then I know a lot of Carolina Panthers are coming out of the woodwork and are like, you're sleeping on the Panthers. So you know, is it possible that this division ends up being sneaky competitive? It'll be interesting, and I don't know if the Buccaneers will necessarily feel that pressure early on in the season. So week 1, Buccaneers Falcons, obviously an important game. Then you have another tough game right after against the Texans. It's like, okay. Then you got the Jets. I don't think the Jets are going to be that great of a team, but I do think it's fair to say that your first 2 weeks should be pretty tough games. Makes total sense. At the very least, divisional games can always get weird, and I just don't, you know, I think CJ Stroud is a really good quarterback, so I still think the Texans are going to be pretty good. Then you got Eagles. That's going to be a tough game. And so if we just look at the first few weeks, first 4 or 5 weeks, it's like, yeah, The schedule is like there's not like an easy entrance into 2025. And if we compare that to the Falcons, obviously playing the Buccaneers, they got the Vikings. It's like, okay, they got the Panthers now. So it's like they have the chance where, let's say they pull off a win against the Bucs, which I'm not saying they will. It's not a prediction at all, but I'm just saying, like, let's just say worst case scenario for the Buccaneers, they lose week 1, and then the Falcons can win. Boom, just like that, they're potentially in a situation where they're 2-1. 2-0 in the division, 2-1 for the season, maybe even 3-0 for the season. But then they now start to walk into a pretty tough wall, going up against the Commanders, going up against the Bills. Like, I think those will be really, really tough games. And to be fair, I think the Vikings will be tough game as well. So I feel like there is the potential for this to be throughout the whole season for both the Bucs and the Falcons, to really be looking at each other's schedule. I mean, you're always kind of doing that, obviously with division, but like, I think you're just going to get a lot of similar wins and losses, and which makes a week 1 game so important. But I'm still not rushing anyone back, because I'm also banking on the fact that, like, all right, again, even if you believe in Penix, which I do personally, I'm not necessarily expecting him week 1 to be able to just be like, I am here, let's go. It's the Penix era. I'm like, all right, this is week 1. This is going to be like his 4th game of his career. Baker's been in the league for a while. This Bucs team has obviously been playing together for a while. Like, this should be a game that they should be able to win. When you're going up against a younger team, a younger quarterback, week 1, a division that's actually kind of like the perfect spot for you to be in. Because Baker's now done this many, 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 many times with multiple teams. Penix is not. Like, that alone now is massive advantage. And it's the best time to actually play a team on the road in that regard as well. It really is. It really is. So it's like, that should be a game that you should be able to take. Even if the Falcons, let's say the Falcons end up being an awesome team in the NFL. They end up being like what the Commanders were last year. This is still a game 1 type of game that you can steal. Not unlike with Jaden Daniels in week 1 and kind of week 2 or week 3 even. So I think the Bucs are kind of in a good spot in that regard. And yeah, I zero reason to rush anyone back. They're too well run, and they have too many weapons, and they've already proven that they can win with a lack of weapons. So, but those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? About Godwin trying to get himself back by week 1? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're all on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.